is a funny thing. Whenever I give it, it comes back to me. And it's wonderful to be giving with my whole heart as my heart receives your love. Oh, ain't it nice tonight we've got each other. And I am right beside you, more than just a partner or a lover. I'm your friend. When you love someone, your heart beat so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. Ooh, shining stars all seem to congregate around your face. When you love someone, it comes back to you. And love is a funny thing. It's making my blood flow with energy. And it's like an awakened dream. 'Cause what I've been wishing for is happening. And it's right on time. Oh, ain't it nice this life we've got each other. And I am right beside you, more than just a partner or a lover. I'm your friend. When you love someone, your heart beat so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. Shining stars all seem to congregate around your face. When you love someone, when you love someone, we're gonna give ourselves to love tonight, lifting up to touch the starlight. And we will savor every second we suspend together. You and I will, you and I will, you and I will. When you love someone, your heart beat so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. Shining stars all seem to congregate around your face. When you love someone, it goes back to you.
Oh, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay? I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing.
taking me shopping every birthday that I have.
When she took us to the Dallas Zoo.
Riding the carousel during our birthday shopping.
Going to New York City.
At her wedding, when I was bringing the ring up to the altar, I thought I was going to be putting it on her ring finger, and when my mom took the ring from my hand, I got in a verbal argument with her during the actual ceremony.
Going to the pumpkin patch at the Arboretum with her.
Making dances with her and Carolyn on girls' night.
Our weekend at Broken Bow with the cousins and Mary and Sarah.
The first one was the night that Mary and I got engaged. We did a family movie night, and Brian, Amy, and Kay, and Colin and Sarah, we all went for pizza and a movie. And I knew we were gonna go back to Kay's house for birthday cake afterwards. And I knew Sarah couldn't make it. She had something else going on. And I was so tempted. I already loved you, Sarah. And I was so tempted to say, Sarah, you need to come back. You're going to want to be there for that. And I didn't do it. And that's one of my regrets. It's a memory. It's somewhat of a regret because I wanted you there. One of the reasons I didn't tell you to do that is in case I chickened out. So I didn't know what it was going to turn out, but I wanted you there, but I understood, and I knew it would have been, people would have known what was up because we just did it right before I blew up my candles. So that was one of them. Second one was when you moved into our house and Joe was born. I was so glad to have you. I was so glad we were able to give you a place to live. I was so glad to have you here. It was so cool when Joe was born to have a live-in nanny for him who loved him just as much as we did. And it was, I was officing in the house and I loved having you here, and there were times where you were here and Joe was here and I was here working, and he'd get up and I'd hear you talking to him and I'd hear you playing with him, and it warmed my heart just knowing that a person so important to me was being taken care of by another person so important to me. So I love you so much. I always have, and you're a great sister-in-law. God bless you.
Sorry, I'm not very presentable, but Sarah, how could I forget the very first time I met you when we went with Brian to Chili's and got our little chocolate sundae, and you were afraid I was going to take Brian away from you, but now you're just like my own sister. Kids are laughing at me. But then, of course, the more grown-up stories, the favorite stories are really the times, the beach stories we've had that, those stories. So those are my favorite times. Love you.
Happy birthday, happy 40th. And this is an easy one. So as I was reflecting on what memory I had that's most memorable of yours, and the most memorable, surprisingly enough, is when you were born. I can still remember, here I am 50, so I assume I'll know it the rest of my life, is rocking you on Gate Avenue in a rocking chair that I think is still around the family. And that was a great memory because I've got a chance to love you as a little child and watch you grow up. I guess it'll be the same as when I watch Peyton and Riley move on. So I'm very proud of you. I've got two very loving sisters, and you just happen to be the one that I was able to rock in a rocking chair 40 years ago. So that's my biggest memory. So my favorite memory, and this goes back to when you were going to get married to Brett and you decided to have your wedding at Winfrey Point, and as I drove up on the place, it just spoke Sarah. The creative one, the one that sees, a very picturesque place and a big event and can capture it by just seeing it, sees what it can be. And that creative side is what's unique about you, and the fun side of Sarah. So that to me is one of my most memorable. But most of all, I just love you, and it's been wonderful to watch you grow up and grow up with you. And being part of a great family, you're certainly the center of that family, and certainly a big part of all of us. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sarah. I'm so excited for you. It's 40th birthday. We're so happy to be celebrating with you. It's hard to recollect one favorite memory because I have so many memories. Probably my first great memory is really when you were little. Just being a fun little baby sister. I mean, I watched you walk and talk and just grow up, and that was really fun. And then you became a great best friend and roommate. We lived together when you were in probably high school, middle school, high school, and just had so much fun living together in tight quarters. We shared a bed, that Cherokee turquoise room that you designed was so awesome. Thank you. And we had so many great laughs. I know you were always neater than me, but you always tolerated my bad habits, so thank you. And then the last 20 years has been great about just raising kids together, having fun together, being best friends. You're my confidant, you're my best friend. You're my everything. And I love you so much. Happy 40th birthday. Hope you have a great weekend.
Well, to have one memory is really, really hard since we've been now dating and or married for 18 years. So I would say kind of a good memory from each part of maybe every quarter or every third of our relationship. So I'd say my very first good memory of Sarah was the first time that I met her. And Lee McLaughlin came over. I lived in the cruddy little apartment in the village by myself, didn't have any friends. And Scott McLaughlin's sister, Lee, was in town for the summer, and she tricked you, I think, into going out, and luckily you did because I met you then. And so that was our it wasn't a date, but I remember seeing you and really being interested, and we started dating soon after. So I'd say that was kind of the first good memory. The next part of life after we dated for about 4 years was getting engaged to Sarah. We were at the Arboretum in the Sunken Garden. It was super hot. I think it was August 4th. It was August 4th because it was my mom's birthday too, or mom's birthday. And I had to help, had some of Sarah's friends helping me to set everything up, but I was really, really nervous all day. I think she knew something was a little off. I remember talking to Ed, her dad, your dad, and asking if it was okay to marry you. He said yes, luckily, and I talked to Brian. Actually, I talked to Brian before that, but I was still really nervous when we were at the Arboretum, but I got the words out, and you said yes. So that leads to, I think, in our kind of third of life, even though it was early on in that third, I remember number one, kind of two things. Finding out that we were pregnant with Charlie for the first time was so exciting. It was the day before the St. Patrick's Day party. We lived on Lower Greenville, and we were having a bunch of people over in a keg. So some of Sarah's girlfriends figured out that she was pregnant because she wasn't having any beers. So that was kind of funny. But that, and then I remember the day that we went to the morning that we went to the hospital to go have Charlie, and just that really, when Molly asked me, what are my favorite thoughts, that was definitely one that popped in my mind. So I could talk about a lot more of my favorite things about Sarah, but I can say I love you very much.
I just wanna ask, can we make this moment last? So before the storm is past, I just wanna ask, can we make this moment last? Moment